Listen up, you beautiful, mad, passionate souls who bleed white. What I'm about to tell you will have you jumping off your seats, screaming at your screens, and questioning everything you thought you knew about this season. We've got 3 absolute bombshells that have just exploded across West Yorkshire, and trust me, each one hits harder than the last. Picture this, a forgotten hero about to rise from the shadows after 846 days of exile. A £15 million marquee signing sitting on the bench wondering what the hell is going on. And 2 of our key attacking weapons potentially crocked just when we need them most against Wolves. This isn't just another match day preview, Whites. This is about redemption, frustration, and the kind of chaos that only Leeds United can serve up on a silver platter. We're talking about players who could change everything, decisions that have fans scratching their heads, and a manager walking a tightrope thinner than the blade of grass at Elland Road. The pressure is mounting on Daniel Farke with every passing game. And Saturday's trip to Molineux isn't just another fixture, it's a potential season-defining moment. That could either kickstart our campaign or send us spiraling deeper into crisis. The board is watching, the fans are getting restless, and the whispers about contingency plans are getting louder. Smash that like button if you're ready for this emotional roller coaster. Drop a comment with your predictions, and hit subscribe because you do not want to miss what happens next. But first, let me tell you about a man who's been waiting in the wings, counting down every single day since May 2023. Jack Harrison, remember that name, Whites, because Saturday could be the day he writes one of the most incredible comeback stories in recent Leeds history. 846 days. That's how long it's been since this man started a league game for our beloved club. Can you imagine that feeling? 846 days of watching from the sidelines, 846 days of wondering if your Leeds career was over, 846 days of pure agony while everyone assumed you'd be shipped out in the summer. But here's the beautiful madness of football. Sometimes the stars align in the most unexpected ways. With Dan James and Willy Gnonto both major doubts for Saturday's crucial clash against Wolves, Daniel Farke might have no choice but to throw Harrison back into the fire. And here's the kicker that'll give you goosebumps. The last time Harrison faced Wolves, he scored the opening goal for Everton. Talk about perfect timing. This isn't just about filling a gap, Whites. This is about a man who's been grinding, waiting, and believing that his moment would come again. Against Wolves, Harrison has a record that would make any winger jealous. 9 games, 4 wins, 3 goals, and 1 assist. The man knows how to hurt them. The 28-year-old has only played 64 minutes this season, sitting patiently as Farke experimented with other options. But sometimes football has a way of rewarding patience, doesn't it? The irony is delicious. The same fixture where he last started for Leeds, and that devastating 4-1 defeat to Tottenham that sealed our relegation, could now be where his redemption story begins. Everyone wrote him off during the summer transfer window. Everyone thought his Leeds chapter was closed. But Harrison stayed, kept training, kept believing, and now he might just get the chance to prove that class is permanent. The question is, can he handle the pressure after being out of the spotlight for so long? But here's where it gets even more intense, and trust me, you're not ready for what's coming next. Hold on to your scarves, Whites, because this next revelation will have you absolutely fuming. Jack Abidjal, our £15 million marquee signing. The Slovenian giant we were all buzzing about is being treated like a forgotten piece of furniture at Elland Road. This isn't some academy kid we're talking about. This is a 6 feet 4 inches beast who captained Udinese, a defender we paid serious money for. A player who was supposed to be our defensive anchor in the Premier League. But here's the mind-boggling reality. He's made 1 appearance, and it was in the bloody Carabao Cup where we got knocked out on penalties. Daniel Farke tried to explain it today, talking about how if you play well, you keep your place, and praising Pascal Struijk and Joe Rodon. But here's what's driving fans absolutely mental. How can Abidjal prove himself if he never gets the bloody chance? The man missed the Everton game due to a suspension carried over from Serie A, and since then, he's been watching Struijk keep clean sheets while he sits there wondering what he needs to do to get a look in. For 80% of Premier League clubs, a £15 million signing walks straight into the team. But this is Leeds United, where logic goes out the window. Farke says he's 100% convinced with Abidjal, but actions speak louder than words, don't they? Whites, the manager claims it's about what happens on the training pitch. But fans are starting to wonder if there's something else going on behind the scenes. Is there a language barrier? tactical differences, or is Fark just being stubborn? The Slovenian international didn't come cheap, and he certainly didn't come to warm the bench. Meanwhile, Sebastian Borno, our £5 million signing from Wolfsburg, is sitting even further down the pecking order, probably wondering what the hell he's gotten himself into. The defensive depth we thought would be our strength is turning into a management headache. That's getting harder to justify with each passing week. But if you think that's frustrating, wait until you hear about the absolute chaos brewing for Saturday's must-win game. White's faithful, this is where everything comes crashing down like a house of cards. Just when we thought things couldn't get any more complicated, Daniel Fark drops the bombshell that'll have you pulling your hair out. Dan James, our Welsh wizard who can terrorize any defense on his day, is now a major doubt for Saturday's crucial clash against Wolves. And if that wasn't enough to make your blood pressure skyrocket, Willy Gnonto is also struggling with calf problems and facing a late fitness test. Can you believe this timing? We're sitting at the bottom of the table with just 1 goal scored all season. And now our key attacking threats might be watching from the stands. This is the kind of luck that only happens to Leeds United, isn't it, Whites? Fark knows he can't afford to experiment again after the Brendan Aronson disaster. On the right wing against Fulham, the American looked lost out there, completely out of his depth and offering absolutely nothing going forward. With Wolves desperate for their first win of the season, we can't afford another failed experiment. The German manager is walking into Molineux with his hands tied behind his back. If both James and Gnonto are ruled out, he'll be forced to choose between giving Harrison his long-awaited comeback or persisting with players who've already proven they're not up to the task. It's a nightmare scenario that could define not just Saturday's result, but potentially Fark's entire future at the club. This is why Harrison's potential return becomes even more crucial. This is why Bijel's bench warming becomes even more frustrating. This is why every decision Fark makes on Saturday could define our entire season. The pressure is mounting from all angles, the board expecting results from expensive signings, fans demanding attacking flair, and injuries forcing his hand when he can least afford it. The irony is thick, Whites. We spend big money on players like Bijel to strengthen our squad depth. But when we actually need that depth, our manager seems reluctant to use it. We've got attacking options like Harrison who know how to score against Wolves, but they've been frozen out for months. It's like having a Ferrari in the garage while walking to work in the rain. Whites, I need to know, are you ready for this emotional battlefield that awaits us at Molineux? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Will Harrison rise from the ashes after 846 days? Will Bijel finally get his moment? Will James and Gnonto make miraculous recoveries? This is Leeds United, where every match day is a heart attack waiting to happen, where every transfer is a mystery waiting to be solved, and where every injury crisis somehow becomes an opportunity for redemption. Marching on together no matter what chaos awaits us. What do you think will happen on Saturday, Whites? Are you feeling confident, or are those familiar pre-match nerves already kicking in? Let me know in the comments, because we're all in this beautiful, maddening journey together. Mott.